How's it going, everybody? It's Joey64 here with another roundtable discussion video thing. We still need a name for these. Yeah, and we have to discuss the new, finally, 530 days in the making, Nintendo Direct.
Not mini direct. Direct.
Which, I do want to start off with this. I do enjoy the mini directs. For them being mini directs, I think they're good. A lot of people don't bash on them, but I think a lot of people forget that they're mini directs, not Nintendo directs.
Definitely agree.
But we have so much to cover tonight. We're gonna push that off to the side.
Also, if it wasn't obvious, special guest or not so special guest.
It's weird.
You know who I am.
Yeah, we have Thomas here. Just in case you're new, we have Thomas here. If you haven't been watching the past couple of videos, it's been weird. We didn't really plan for this to happen, but like the past 3 weeks, we've done a discussion video.
Well, that's because everyone's been announcing something.
Yeah, which it's kind of shocking. Yeah. Honestly, the Sonic Movie 2 announcement, that was more of a. I just felt like that was a Sonic movie. That really most of the information we talked about we already knew before, but anyhow. So if you didn't know, Nintendo on the day this is being uploaded, they announced tomorrow on the 17th there will be a new Nintendo Direct live stream. I'm gonna go just read out the Twitter posts. So tune in on February 17th at 2 p.m. Pacific Time or 5 p.m. Eastern Time for a Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 50 minutes of information focused on available games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and games coming to the Nintendo Switch in the first half of 2021. And that's the official Twitter post there. It may or may not be on screen. Depends on how quickly I decide to make this video. But yeah, that's Twitter posts. Basically, it's a standard Twitter post for a Nintendo Direct, as if you can bring your mind that far back. We kind of glossed over at the beginning, but it's been as of today, 530 days since you've had a traditional Direct. It was back in September 2019.
Been too long.
It's been. I thought it was like I think it's a Pokemon is what it's from. Where it's like the guy with like that flower Pokemon from Kalos, I believe, Flabebe or something like that. And it's like it's been 1,000 years or something. I think. Is it Pokemon? I'm right on that, right?
Yes, it is Pokemon.
Yeah, I forgot what exactly he says, but I know he's like it's been 100 years or something like that. I saw people on Twitter doing that, but it's like the Nintendo Direct logo. But yeah, I guess to start this off, we do have a list, but I figured it'd make more sense to go based off of talk about the Twitter post first. So Smash Brothers, because they're actually the one game we 100% know will be in this game. I think we can all agree, most likely, unless there's some other crazy thing they're going to announce with Smash, we're going to get the next fighter. I think.
Well, who knows? They might be announcing something like the Echo Fighters Pass.
I would love that, but I feel like if they did do that, they'll probably just do what they did with Fighters Pass 2. I want to say it was Bylif's announcement. That same video, they announced the Fighters Pass 2. I feel like that did happen. They would just do it with that.
Yeah.
Except, I don't know. But they also just do that. Like, that's what they did with the Force Fighters Pass, so. Well, I think it was still like a Smash Bros. Direct. I don't know. It was a very long time ago since the Force Fighters Pass was announced at this point. Going on, 3 years? Yeah, 3 years, so.
Jeez, has it really been 3 years?
Yeah, 2018. 19, 20, 21, yeah. God, it's so crazy we got Smash the second year of the Switch is live. That's crazy. But I don't want to focus on Smash for too much, just because we could speculate on characters for hours. That could be a video in its own. But I'll say let's both pick like one fighter. and we'll go from there. So, would you like me to start, or you want to start?
So, for a possible Smash Brothers fighter, I gotta say Rayman.
I could see Rayman. That would be awesome. I would love to see Rayman because I love especially I think they'll probably do it based off his 3D games because the models are 3D. As much as I would love to see it they do like what they do with Mr. Game & Watch and make him 2D and base it off of the beautiful art style of Legends.
Yeah.
But it most likely would be his 3D, which is it's still a good design. I think it'll make him look good. I can see that. My personal prediction I think it's going to be, I think it's about time we get Crash Bandicoot. With the Switch port of Crash 4, it's about time coming in on the 12th of next month, on March. It's right around the corner. We haven't really got any hints towards this, but I think it's very likely that we can see that this can happen, basically. That we get Crash Bandicoot. He's been rumored a lot. I know back at the Game Awards, the Crash Bandicoot official Twitter account, when they had the thing saying there will be a Smash fighter revealed at the Game Awards, they retweeted that, which doesn't make sense, it was Sephiroth. But
maybe they didn't know.
Yeah, who knows? I don't think anyone was expecting Sephiroth, which it was cool to get Sephiroth, get more villains, but and all that.
I wonder if it'll be a character that no one expects, like
Wob.
He's already in the game. Actually,
yeah.
Another plausible idea, and I only just thought of this because it's like kind of out of left field. You don't really think about it until it happens. Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
I can see him. I feel like I almost feel they did Sora, they would do that as like the 6th one, like the final one. Because it would be such a big deal. I guess my realistic pick is Crash. I have 2 characters, I have 3 characters that I really want to smash. I'm only going to really focus on one, but I'll bring up the other 2. Bandana Waddle Dee, I would love. What else? Bandana Waddle Dee, Shantae from the Shantae series. But the one I want to focus on for at least a little bit is Dr. Eggman from the Sonic the Hedgehog series.
Yes.
With Sonic Story of Anniversary this year, and with all the Sonic news that's been coming out, this would be the perfect time for them to capitalize on the popularity of Sonic has right now, and just keep pushing that momentum of Sonic. This would be good on marketing. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these DLC fighters for Smash are for marketing. It's why we got characters like Byleth. Byleth came out around the same time as Fire Emblem Three Houses. Terry, when we got Terry, I know SNK re-released some of his fighting games on the Switch. There's other examples I can't think of right now. There's 2 that can't happen to come to my mind. Minecraft, it was the same. I think that I want to see the same day Minecraft was announced, like Steve was announced, that same week or the same day. We had the Minecraft's big live stream, Nintendo Direct, basically.
You mean Minecon?
No, they call it Minecraft Earth now. That's what it is. It's been called Minecraft for a couple of years. The live stream release. The convention is still Minecon. But
I knew it was called Minecon, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah, but they try to pair it up with that, but I could see them doing. We have the Sonic Prime, we have the movie, we get Dr. Eggman as a Smash fighter, and I could see, and that will last them. People be talking about it. Normally Smash fighters after announcement, I think, except for Steve, I want to say normally it's about 2 weeks, and that was the same with Sephiroth. I know Min was the same. I want to say Byleth was 2, and then the ones past that, I know Piranha Plant was announced 2-3 months ahead. That was also a pre-order bonus, so that's why that's a bit of a special case. But I can see them doing that, and for about 2-3 weeks, you have people talk about Eggman and Sonic in general, and that hype will probably last for about a month overall from building up, then releasing and all that. Then I could see possibly Sega again, we got all these announcements. For the 30th anniversary, Sega could keep building off that momentum. Okay, now here's our next Sonic game. Then from there, we get some more news on the movie because I feel like I feel that trailer is going to come out within the next couple months. Then they're going to hit that trailer for Sonic Prime with Netflix. Then we're going to start building up the 30th anniversary game near the holiday season. I think this is kind of goes by what I think Sega plans to do this year. I think they want people to constantly think of Sonic all year. I think that's what the goal is for that. But
Yeah.
don't want to get too much more into that because I'm always sidetracking off the Direct.
But anyway, away from Super Smash Brothers.
Smash. Yeah. I guess. What's your first prediction for the Direct, just in general?
Zelda 35.
Oh, okay. We'll start with the big one. Okay. I guess. What do you think they're gonna announce for the 35th anniversary?
The biggest thing is going to be Breath of the Wild 2 news. If they say nothing about it, this is all for nothing.
The whole 50-minute Directs for nothing.
And again, even if it's like a small trailer that shows like maybe like a cool gameplay trailer if they have that ready, or just another story trailer, something that's not what was the other one, 20 seconds long.
I think it was about a minute.
Which that one is cool.
It was pretty for a teaser. It was actually pretty long.
Yeah, but man, just that alone, man.
Yeah, I could I guess again to what I think about Zelda 35. I honestly, if we weren't going to, because for a long time, before this, I want to sound a bit like a hypocrite here, in a little bit, but I know for a while I've been saying, there probably will be a Zelda 35th anniversary Direct. I don't think that's going to happen anymore because of this. Because honestly, and the more I thought about it, Mario doesn't when they promote Mario's everywhere. It's in kids meals. You got toys, video games, TV shows, it's everywhere. It's like Mickey Mouse. Zelda is very high up there. This is not knocking down Zelda at all. I love the Zelda series. And games like Breath of the Wild, Four Swords, and all that. But I don't feel like they would do a full Mario Direct was right below. I think it was like 25 minutes, 28 minutes. It wasn't 30, but I know it was close to 30 minutes, and that made sense for Mario. But I feel like with Zelda, you couldn't really do a Zelda Direct, but it'd be like I think at the most 15 minutes, unless they really blew Breath of the Wild 2 out of the water. But I feel like at that point, if the majority of it was Breath of the Wild 2, they would just have that be a dedicated Direct for Breath of the Wild 2, not Zelda 35. But I do see it's getting not in. I don't think we're going to get a big trailer of Breath of the Wild 2. I think we get the 2-minute trailer of maybe a bit of gameplay, or at least actually get details of the story. Maybe hear some voice acting. I think we will hear voice acting if we get a trailer tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But that's the most I see us getting. I don't think we'll get too much in the gameplay sense. I think we'll get some gameplay. I think we will learn the official title of the game. Because right now, when they did the teaser for it, it was the sequel of the sequel to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is now in development. That was that teaser was back in. Was that 2018? 2019.
It feels like 2018.
Yeah, I was saying 2018, but I know Reggie was at that E3. I knew it was the one that Edgy
Reggie.
Edgy Reggie. Out the edge. But yeah, that's basically. I think we'll get a title drop. We'll get some. I think either they're going to focus on gameplay, or they're going to focus on what the actual story that's going to be. Because I think, especially after Age of Calamity, and they probably took some of the criticisms from Breath of the Wild story. I don't think it's still going to be the main focus, kind of like Age of Calamity was. But I do think there'll be a bit more of a focus on the story and fleshing it out more. And now that it won't be based on the past and the present, it'll be based on purely the present. We're going to be seeing. We won't have all these flashbacks, which I did like how they did the flashbacks, but I felt like they put too much focus on the flashbacks than with the present story, where it felt like that was kind of a side dish compared to the flashbacks.
I still feel like everyone was whining about the story. Personally, I think the story is fine, but was my first Zelda game, so I don't know if I can actually comment on the situation, but I look at games like Ocarina of Time, which do have a story, but from my perspective, it doesn't have that much more of a story than Breath of the Wild does. But that's just
Well,
my
I
personal.
think it's more. There's just more, and I think I don't like me personally. I don't have a. I do enjoy. I did enjoy the story of Breath of the Wild and all that, but it's to me the main story of Breath of the Wild. It was never the main focus. It was the gameplay, which is perfect. I was perfectly okay with that. I never had an issue with how the story was presented. But you could see, especially since this first time doing voice acting and all that, I think is I guess what more I'm trying to say, at least for me, there's room for improvement. That's I think the best way to put it. I think there's definitely room where they could make it a bit better. I do know I had issues with only one voice actor, and that was Mifa. I think it was more of an editing issue because sometimes I found her way too quiet, which I get that's what you're trying to go for. But when you do it too far, while I'm literally sitting there turning up my TV just to hear one character, I think it's a bit of an issue. Which from what I've heard, they fixed in Age of Calamity, so that's good.
Well,
But yeah.
most likely Mifa won't be in this game anyway. But
Yeah,
who
that
knows?
just hit me when I brought up Age of Calamity. I remember what that game's about. I'm like, wait, that hit me. But yeah, but that speaking of Age of Calamity, I could see us getting like Hyrule Warriors had a lot of DLC, and it was amazing DLC. I would love to see Age of Calamity get some DLC. I still haven't played Age of Calamity. I haven't bought it yet. It's something I plan to get eventually. Eventually. But even as someone who hasn't even played Age of Calamity yet, I know I have heard some people say it has, which from what I've heard, it's not a problem. But compared to the first game, it does have. It's like it's been faster for people to be able to 100% the game than the original one, and that was mainly because the original one, all the DLC content, I think it basically doubled the amount of content in the game by the time they were done releasing the DLC. Which you can now experience like the definitive edition on Switch. But I think that would be cool. They announce, hey, there will be DLC for Age of Calamity, and like the first 2 packs or 3 packs or whatever will come out this year to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Zelda.
I think it's possible, but I don't think it. I think it'll be because I know everyone was disappointed when they found out that it wasn't connected with the main story of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So I personally think that I don't think that story at least could go much further gameplay wise. If you understand what I'm saying.
I think you mean story wise it can't go, but gameplay I feel like switch it around. Story wise it can't go too much further, but gameplay I think
honestly, either way, because there's not when you're at that point, and spoilers, once they defeat Ganon in that game, there's still stuff they can do, but not much wise. So I think on both fronts, it's kind of checked out. So what I think is maybe, I don't know, something more related to the story of Breath of the Wild, but I don't know.
I think I know. Speaking from again, I haven't played Age of Calamity, but Thomas has. But I've played the Hyrule Warriors. There's the main story and the DLC are 2 completely separate things, actually. So, and I do think what you say, just from what I've heard, from what you've told me about the game and a few other people online, I do think that is a valid possibility. But I think it's a chance. I don't think it's the most likely thing that we could get from the 35th anniversary, but it's something I haven't really heard anybody talk about. But I know, one of the biggest things on the Wii U, especially in the later half of it, was that the Hyrule Warriors DLC. Because that DLC, they kept making new DLC for like 3-4 years. They kept pumping it out for a long time. So I think it's definitely possible. That's unless you have anything else. Oh, actually, I have one more thing with the Zelda 35th. The reason why I think we're not going to get a big trailer, they do say they're focusing mainly on the first half of 2021. And I'm dead set on this that Breath of the Wild 2 would be the holiday release for November. It probably come about around the same time Age of Calamity did this last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't think they're going to do this big trailer. I think it'll be more than a teaser, but it won't be like E3, because E3 is happening this year, and Nintendo says they will be there. I think when we get that, most likely next Nintendo Direct during E3 time, I think that's what it's going to be like. This is Breath of the Wild 2. That's when we get that nice 3, 4, 5 minute trailer, and then after that we'll have I've got his name, but the main director of the Zelda series, he'll be there and he'll talk about the game for about 5-10 minutes. I think that's when we're going to get that big blowout of Breath of the Wild 2. Then we're going to start getting more information every other week, and we'll start seeing promotions and probably start hearing about YouTubers talk about it about a month in. I think that's when it's really going to start going. But I could be wrong. For all I know, the game's going to come out in April, and Nintendo's going to
come out
screw it.
tomorrow.
So if it comes out tomorrow, I'm actually going to flip a table. But going on to our next topic, I guess. Let's see. Okay, I guess some first party games. We'll go to that topic. So it's been 3 years actually, because 3 years since we had our last Mario Party game. I think we're due for a new Mario Party. Mario Party used to be a yearly series. It's why there's so many games. But
hopefully they can prove themselves, because I heard Super Mario Party was not as well received as some in the series.
I think it's better than the games on a good amount of games on the GameCube and some of it kind of on the Wii. I think a lot of people I haven't played it in Nintendo 64 games, so it's the only Mario Party games I haven't played. But a lot of people say it's still inferior to those, which I can't really say if that's them leaning on the nostalgia too much or not, because I haven't played the games. But the same thing happens with Paper Mario, so I'm making those comparisons. But I could be wrong. I'd be right. Who knows? I don't have any opinion to base off of for my own, so I can't really do anything with that. But I do think if they made it Super Mario Party, the first one, I think it was almost there. I still think it was because it was just fun to have a new Mario Party game on the Switch, have it portable. I think the best part of the game was the mini games. They did really well on those. I think it's more the stuff around the mini games, like the boards and all that. I will agree. The boards are they're grid based and they don't feel organic, and I can agree with that. A lot of people had issues with that. They shouldn't have online that game, because the online you could play 10 mini games online and that's it, and it's really stupid.
Yeah.
I played it I think just to beat the game has missions. I think I played it 3 times, or however many times I had to do get all the collectibles to 100% in the game, and I haven't touched it since. And you can't even play with friends on it. So even I would say that they did play the 10 best mini games from what I remember. They give them something, but I think of this next one, either you need to have, so you can play if you're going to do just mini games, which you can make that work, have it be all mini games and have some type of mode tied to it. Preferably, just let us play boards online with friends. Because the hardest part of that would be the program and not be laggy would be the mini games, and they've showed they can do the mini games because the board isn't too hard to do, really. It's literally just rolling the dice and move it. Everybody moves. It's not like 3D World where people are constantly moving.
Yeah.
They can make it work. I think that's the big thing of this next one and why it's taken us so long to get it. They know we want online multiplayer 100%.
Yeah.
Thoughts on? I know you haven't played Super Mario Party, so.
I
don't know if you have any thoughts about it to add on to it.
Personally, I think it's possible, but it feels, and this is just my thoughts, and yeah, it did used to be a yearly game, and there's so many for GameCube, Wii U, all that stuff, but I think they're probably just gonna wait possibly in a couple of years, maybe, but I don't think we'll get one. It's
Yeah,
possible, but I personally don't.
yeah, I see, and I can definitely understand that. Which we'll talk more about. I have another idea what the future Mario Party may be, which we'll get into later. But yeah, that's about all I have for Mario Party. So I guess what's your next prediction?
I would say Pokemon, but I honestly think they're gonna do their own thing.
I actually do want to talk about Pokemon for like 2 minutes.
It won't be, but sure, let's go.
Yeah. So one, I do know Pokemon already has announced that they're doing something on Pokemon Day, which is the 27th, about a week and a half from now. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be their own Pokemon Direct, which they do like every year. They do it on Pokemon Day. So basically, my big thing, I put in my notes, just no Pokemon.
Pokemon are banned from this direct.
Yeah, well, because Pokemon, they have that self-imposed embargo, that self-imposed ban. They're not allowed to be in it. But
Yeah.
I have a little crazy idea I think would be really cool to do. So we've had we had Age of Calamity recently. Since it's made by Koei Tecmo and not Nintendo, just Nintendo kind of supports it. It's considered a third-party game by Nintendo. And it was even like the indie showcase and all that. Or was it a direct mini? It was either a direct mini or an indie. No, yeah, it was in a direct mini, but it's not like the third party stuff. But I think there's a chance if we do get a Pokemon announcement that we could get Pokemon Warriors developed by Koei Tecmo. It's a Warriors game where you play as Pokemon and you're destroying armies of other Pokemon. I don't know how it would work, and it'll probably have to have a teen Raiden, but it would be awesome. But I don't think it will ever happen just because of how cool it would be.
I feel like if they would do that, they might as well just make another Pokken tournament.
Yeah, but the Warriors, I feel like Warriors and Pokken tournament's like a fighting game. Warriors is like a bit, I don't know, to me it's too different for me.
I don't think Pokemon doesn't strike me as a hack and slash.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't see him doing it. But if any other Nintendo franchise was going to get the Warriors treatment, I would think it would be Pokemon Warriors to be the next best bet. Because we're not going to have Mario.
Kirby.
I never thought about that. Well, I guess, yeah. I always think, whenever I think Kirby, I don't think Nintendo, I think HAL. Even though HAL's owned by Nintendo, so it's a bit one and the same. But,
I always think of Kirby's phone.
Yeah. But, because they're not going to have Mario slaughtering thousands of people. They're not, well, I was about to say they're not going to have Link, but they do. I don't know why I was about to say Link. Fire Emblem already had their Warriors game that nobody cared about, even though I heard it was pretty good. I got reminded of that literally like earlier today. Just because I saw somebody make some random tweet about it, but like, remember Fire Emblem Warriors? And I was like, oh yeah.
That's actually called?
Yeah, well, yeah. I remember back when they announced Hyrule Warriors, and it was like in just Comic Sans generic font. And it was like Hyrule Warriors, not official title, or name not title, not final, something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna come up with something different then. Which I like the name Hyrule Warriors personally, but it is a little basic. And then they were just like, nah, we're gonna keep it.
Going back, and this is like something quick because I wanted to talk about it earlier, but we kind of went on something. I know how you said Breath of the Wild. Oh, we'll get the definitive title. I'm like, it's gonna be Breath of the Wild too, man.
No, it's a possibility, but I 100% disagree. I don't think. We'll see tomorrow, or if they
tomorrow then.
Or I don't think this will happen. Well, I think there's a small chance this will happen. That Breath of the Wild 2 may not have a trailer till E3, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's when we'll get the big trailer. But that is I could possibly see them not blowing out Zelda 35 yet. It's a small chance, because technically they're still in Mario 35 mode. I don't think anything with Zelda 35 is going to come out until after March 34th, so I will say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's just I don't know. Like really, the time they announced it doesn't really matter, but so much. But
But anyway,
going to the
what
next
what
topic.
other games do you have?
Again, I feel we say this a lot, but it's been 3 years since the last Corby mainline Corby game. Yes, I know we've had some pretty good spin-offs, but the mainline Corby game with Star Allies, and they when they finished doing the updates for that game back in 2018. That seems to be like the golden year for Nintendo. 2018. We keep going back to that, but at the end of it, there was a lot of developers came out like, and the reason why there was so many throwbacks to older Corby games, like this is like the end of the era for Corby, and they said next time they come to the franchise, it's going to be something new, something different, and they'll be leaving the old formula behind, which is fine. We've had 4 games of that formula, 4 amazing games. I think with
It's
time.
definitely gonna be in 3D.
It's time for the 3D Corby game. They've delayed on it long enough, which is fine. I've always been I've always been okay with Corby being a 2D franchise because it was like one of the only 2D platformers that we had for a long time once 3D became a big thing with like Mario 64 and all that. But now that 2D and 3D are like balanced nowadays, I do think it's time for us to get this freaking do the 3D Corby game. It'll be a great time. Honestly, they can announce it today, or not today, tomorrow, and have it be released like they could do like April, May. It's a good like spring, early summertime game,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be a good time for it to come out, and it would fit with the first half of 2021 announcements thing. So, not too much to talk about with it, but it is something I do think would do to get, if not now. I think we will get a Corby game a mainline Corby game this year. It's just a matter of when, for the most part. But
yeah,
I can see it being announced today. Or I keep saying today. It's not today. I wish it was today. Tomorrow. All right. I guess yeah, just kind of rolling through these topics for the most part. We've already talked about Pokemon. So within like the first minute this tweet came out, that Nintendo did, Mario Kart and new Mario Kart, Mario Kart 9 were number 1, 2, and 3 on trending on Google, Twitter, Facebook of all things. Mario Kart 9 is trending all over the place. And
why is everyone so idiotic? That's not gonna happen, guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to rain on your parade.
The thing is, it's not that people don't. I think it's just everybody wants it. That's what it is.
They want it, but it's not happening.
It's not. Okay, I can see a very small chance it happens. And the only thing I have to support that is the development team that made Mario Kart 8 Deluxe hasn't released a game since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Dude, we'll get an F-Zero game before we get Mario Kart 9, at least on the Switch.
True. Like, it's honestly, it's kind of sad. I think Mario Kart 9 has a better chance this year than F-Zero.
Yeah.
But I think, and I could see it possibly, especially now. Let me put my actual thoughts on this first before I start making other predictions. I don't think Mario Kart 9 will be announced here. I think if it's coming out this year at all, I think Mario Kart 9, and this depends on the numbers for Mario Kart 8, really. I do think they have Mario Kart 9 being worked on in the background. I do think they have it like made and maybe not finished, but like for the most part, they've just been taking their time with it. But I don't see it coming out this year. I can see it next year. I think next year it's fairly likely.
Just
sales keep going the way it is. They're not going to do it. It's
look on the eShop on your Switch. Look at the most popular game, and if it's not Mario Kart is number 2 or number 3.
Well, just the more concrete thing. look up Nintendo. Go on Nintendo's website. They have a if you go like to the tabs, there's a thing for those sales for like the Switch, Wii U, 3DS, for all the consoles. Click on Nintendo Switch and look. And the only thing I can see why they may also do this, Animal Crossing is about to take that #1 spot from Mario Kart 8.
It's an outlier.
Yeah, like I said, I don't see it coming out this year. My personal prediction is holiday title for next year. I think then at least they do that, and it'll give them time to get ready for when the next console comes out. They have a Mario Kart to go with it around the same time 8 Deluxe came out within the first couple of months.
Yeah.
But because I do think we're going to get a new Mario Kart Adventure on this console, because I think it's been too long for them to do DLC for 8. I think it'd be like Galaxy 2, where they made so much content for the DLC, they just made a new game. I feel like that's what Mario Kart 9 would be. I don't think it's going to be this big overhaul of the series. I think it's just going to be, let's keep going with Mario Kart 8. And I feel like they would just add DLC, they would have already done that a long time ago. They've had plenty of time to do that. That's why I think they have to be working on a new Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But to give us a few reasons why it possibly could come out this year, because this is a discussion for this year. One, it has been a while, and that last one was a port. Two, people will flip out, and also Nintendo knows that will sell at least probably the same amount, if not more, of 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
And 3, I just want it.
Also,
I think we can all agree we want Mario Kart, a new Mario Kart.
I would love a new Mario Kart. I would love like a definitive Mario Kart, like Mario Kart Ultimate.
Oh my gosh.
With like parts from Double Dash, a really good like game.
Okay, ultimate theory here. You have your main mode, the Grand Prix mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a Double Dash mode, which is like Double Dash. You have like a retro mode, which is like, because up till Mario Kart, the Super Mario Kart up through Mario Kart 64, the way the game played was a lot more different. When Double Dash came out, that's where we had like the modern controls, which has been tweaked a little bit over these, but but you have like the retro mode, which just plays like 64 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a big one. You have it where it's not. I don't think they could do 8 cups anymore. I don't see them. I think it's Ultimate. It's Mario Kart Ultimate or Infinite, whatever. We get every single track from the series outside of like Super Mario Kart, where like 5 of the tracks are the same exact thing, and the game really only has like 3 tracks. They just made the same one over and over again.
I feel like they could do a compilation track for that.
They could do it like parts of the sets.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what and people would buy the heck out of that.
Yeah.
Or it could just be freaking Mario Kart 8 with 8 new cups and some DLC, and people still buy it. I think we've exhausted Mario Kart, especially when both of us don't think it's going to come out this year.
I really don't.
I will say I would say there's a small chance it gets announced. I think there was a possibility, but I'm leaning towards next year. That's my personal opinion on it.
Yeah.
But go into the next thing. Metroid Prime 4. Don't think it's. It's not going to happen. It's restarted development in late 2018. Again, 3 years ago. It's not going to happen. The only thing I can see us happening is we get another teaser. Of maybe kind of like the Breath of the. I think we could get something like the Breath of the Wild 2 teaser, was about a minute long. It gives a bit of a preview story. We ain't getting gameplay. Maybe E3.
And
but we ain't. I guess he's getting gameplay by maybe the Game Awards this year. That's when
Maybe.
I think that's when we'll start seeing gameplay, either the Game Awards or definitely next year. Because that point will be 4 years into development. But yeah, I do see it happening this year to start getting us ready for Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime Trilogy port? Because Metroid Prime, it does all three of the games are connected story wise, and there are people I've said I've never played the Prime series, but I do know people have said there are openings in Prime 3 where they could continue the story, which is probably what they're going to do. Seeing it's the same, it's Retro Studios, the same team from the first 3 Prime games. They'll probably continue the story from the bits they left off. It would be smart for them to release Prime Trilogy, re-release, update the graphics. You don't even have to do like a full rehaul of the game. Just do what you did for 3D All Stars. Make it look clean, or update the interface. Make the controls a bit tighter. Just some simple stuff. And 3 games for $60 for how big those games are. Like, preferably it'd be nice to do like the Crash Bandicoot thing, maybe like $40. But that Nintendo ain't gonna do that. It's gonna be $60. But that I do know some Grisco, the people who made the Metroid 2 remake back in 2017. They haven't released a game since 2017, and they have said they would love to make like a Metroid 5 or just another 2D Metroid game. Is that what they've been doing these past 4 years? 4 or 5 years? Maybe. And that would also be kind of cool to get a new 2D Metroid game to, we get that, and then they do a trailer for that, then we get a teaser for Prime 4. That'd be good. That'd be nice. Especially, I think that this is, I forgot what the number is, but this is an anniversary for Metroid this year. I don't remember the number, but it is like a 30, I think it's like a 20th, or not 20, but I think it's a 30th, I think. It's something like that. But, yeah, but I know neither of us have really played Metroid but so much, so I don't think we don't have too much to speculate on except for Prime 4 ain't coming out.
And if it does, the sky will be falling.
Yeah, if we get any more than like 2 seconds of gameplay, it'll just be like Samus doing like I can see us maybe get like see like Samus's in-game model maybe. That's possible, but yeah. Get into the next topic though. Splatoon, or how I would like to call it, Splat 3.
I feel like they would just get DLC. Personally.
I don't, because 1, we only got the DLC for Splatoon, and 2, and I saw some people bring this up. So we had the last Splatfest about a year ago from today. That ended with the DLC, the Octo expansion, and people brought up Splatfest, which was a major part, which actually connected to the main plot line of Splatoon 2. We got the announcement for Splatoon 2, and we got a trailer for Splatoon 2 exactly a year after the last day of the last Splatfest.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never really. I think I've played it once. I've never really played Splatoon, and I know it has a very loving fan base. So I think it's that. I don't know. I think it's possible.
Splatoon and all that. Like I've always really enjoyed playing the story mode. Personally, Splatoon 1 has one of the best. I think one of the best like single player experiences for a multiplayer game I've ever played before. Splatoon 2 is a little. I don't think it's as good, but I still think it's pretty solid. And personally, what I would like. Let's get a dedicated single player game Splatoon 3 or whatever you want to call it. Or, I don't think they're going to do Splatoon 3 or Split or Split 3 because they didn't do Splatoon, which was so obvious. You should have done Splatoon. But I could see that happening where we do get the whole, we get a focused story mode game. Or a lot of people have been saying we get a rhythm game.
That would be cool.
Because that is a big part of Splatoon. So I think we're gonna get some of the Splatoon this year. Because it is one of Nintendo's big series. What it's gonna be, who knows? But I think I'm kind of leaning towards a spin-off personally.
I think the single player game would definitely be a spin-off-esque thing. I don't think it would be like a main line because I feel like Splatoon is just so multiplayer oriented that every mainline Splatoon game is going to be multiplayer.
And I'm perfectly okay with that. But like me, if they could do a single player focused Splatoon game, I would buy because the single player game's been always so strong. If you had a whole $60 game just focused on the single player, that would be amazing. I bet they would blow it out the water. Because for how short the story modes are, they have very good stories as well, surprisingly. So it's good. But that's all we really have for the most part. Talk about first party. So going into, of course, with Direct, you have your first party games, but not everything can be a big banger. So we have third parties. I only have a few that I've talked about Pokemon Warriors already. There's only really one I can think that's really highly possible. That is with Joko being a Smash and all the rumors going around that's been around this for years. The Persona series finally coming to Switch. It just makes sense at this point.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I personally don't really care for Persona. I know you don't, Thomas. From what
I've honestly never played the game, but I know our friend Lucas does.
Yeah, Lucas loves that series. But it'll be cool, and I may try out one of the games. Except for the phenomenal, but also like 100-hour RPGs, and that's just not my forte.
Yeah, our friend Joey's not an RPG
guy. Yeah, maybe a little notorious for pushing away RPGs just because of the length. But
honestly, this kind of just popped into my head. But since you talked about third party, and I'm only thinking about this because Among Us came to the Switch. Maybe the Henry Stickmin collection. The one that came out on Steam. That would be really cool.
I can see that be like, a lot of times the Directs at near the end they do like the sizzle reel where they like show like a bunch of third party games. They don't give them like a dedicated like slot, but they show them for like 10 seconds or whatever. I think that could definitely, as much as I like the Henry Stickmin games, I don't think they would put it for like a whole like minute. Now Among Us was different because it was an indie direct, and also it was
a cultural phenomenon.
It was a big popular. Everyone talks about this game at the time, so you gotta keep that in mind with that. But I could see, like I said, it's like one of those games where like, oh my gosh, it's that game, which I don't know. I remember
Henry Stickmin games.
Yeah, it would be cool, and it would be like a 10, probably about maybe slightly more than what it is on Steam, but probably about the same price, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Unless they added in something, and I think they added more to it than just the main games. They may get like a small 1 minute, 2 minute slot, maybe, but we'll have to see. The only other main, I don't really have too much to speculate on this, but Capcom, I would love to see a new Mega Man game. Mega Man's been slowly coming back for Mega Man 11. That would be cool. Not too much add on to that. I don't know if you've had anything to add with Mega Man.
Never played the game, but yeah, I think it's possible. Very loving fan base again.
Yeah, but the big thing sorry, go ahead.
After the last couple of Mega Man games, I feel like a true one would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice, especially if we get a lot of those. We got a collection for the main series X, the Zero series, I believe is what it's called. And I know there's like one or two other series they haven't done yet that people want them to do, because Mega Man has like 7 different versions of Mega Man, but you see in like the final Smash and all that. But yeah, and we're gonna try not to dwell on this too long, but Sonic 30th anniversary. Sonic has had games be announced during Nintendo Directs before. The first one that comes to mind is Sonic Lost World, mainly because it was a Wii U exclusive. But I think it's possible we finally get at least a tease or something for that next big Sonic game. Maybe the go of Eggman's reveal in Smash.
I really want Eggman in Smash.
I would imagine, like, well, they already have like all the core Sonic songs, but there's still some more they could add. That would be, oh my gosh, if they added man, oh my, that would be awesome. If they literally just added that one song to the Sonic soundtrack, it'd be perfectly fine. Even though it's not from the games, they should put in Sonic Youth, because I just really like that song.
Though they never be Orbot and Cubot as Mii fighters.
Oh my! I never thought about. No, honestly, I almost rather than be a part of his moveset somehow.
Oh yeah.
I think they could, now I'm thinking like Bowser Jr. with the Mecha Koopas.
Yes. I honestly don't even care if he's like an echo of Bowser Jr. I
can almost see Eggman just like pulling out like Orbon, just throwing it like Peach turnip style at somebody. Like it's just like it switches between Orbon and Cubot. You can only and like once you throw them both out, it's kind of like Wario's bike. If you try to do it again and they haven't came back to you yet or whatever, Eggman just kind of does like a shrug, like I don't have him.
Speaking of Wario, I honestly think that Eggman, like Wario, would be like you do a move and he goes on like the egg mobile thing. His egg thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's like his normal attack.
Eggmobile. Then that'd be cool. I would love to see that. And also, the stage will probably have to be the Death Egg, which will also be so cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this here because this discussion's already long enough, and also especially me here, we're going to talk about it for way too long.
Yeah.
But I'm getting into some more of the last couple of things we have here on the list. I guess there's not much to talk about in the sense of DLC. They did say in that Twitter post some updates to the games like Smash Ultimate, implying there'll be more than just Smash Ultimate getting updates, which kind of led into me talking about Age of Calamity, but also Wing Fit Adventure DLC, baby. Seeing how the game just hit 10 million units at the end of this previous year, and most of those units were sold this last year, after that first wave of DLC we got for Wing Fit came out. I don't think it's time for them to make I don't see them making a whole new game, especially since someone like me who plays the game almost daily, or at the very least like every other day, hasn't been in the story yet because it's so long. Which it's supposed to. It's an exercise game. That's not an issue. It's actually the one time I'm okay with being that long. This is how long it is. I don't think we need DLC because almost everybody I know who plays the game, I don't know anyone who's actually beaten it. So I know people have gotten close, but no one's actually properly beaten the game that I know of. I know people have online, but no one I personally know. But add more songs to the rhythm mode, which is amazing. I don't know, just something new. When they had the rhythm mode, I didn't expect that at all, and it was awesome, and it was free. That's the better part, the best part. That's like my worst fear, because so many people have it now. I almost feel they wouldn't do this because most of the people who got the game are people who are just trying to exercise during quarantine and all that. I don't think they're going to make it pay DLC because too many people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to pay for more content in this massive game." Like people like me will, but not too many. Like I used to put it like hardcore gamers. Yeah, not too many like true like hardcore gamers who are gonna play this game. Like, a lot of them do, but it's a lot of people like who are like hardcore will buy anything Nintendo throws at you, fans, like over $200 of cardboard. Which, who would do something like that? Yeah.
Insert Nintendo Labo joke here.
Yeah. I say that, and I'm looking in the corner now, and I'm looking at like my pile of Nintendo Labo stuff. But
I would say you should get a cardboard box for it, but
oh no, not more cardboard. But yeah, that's about not too much of Wing Fit. But the last major thing I guess we have to talk about is NSO, or Nintendo Switch Online service, N64 games.
N64.
And Nintendo 64 games,
And I personally, it would be amazing. And we've talked about this before. If they did like N64 and Game Boy, even if it was just straight Game Boy, just
that
not
would
Game Boy
be.
Advance, not Game Boy Color, just Game Boy. That would be.
Oh my gosh! I just saw something really cool you do with Game Boy. I personally want N64 more. That's just because That's just because I do want Game Boy more, not more than N64, but that's just because I've played Game Boy games, original ones, a lot more than N64. And N64 is like the one part of the Nintendo like lifetime, like of the games I haven't really touched.
Mm-hmm.
So that's personally more exciting for me. But also, I would not be playing with Game Boy games, especially since I just thought of the idea of you in handheld mode. You could imagine if you could flip the thing so you're holding it like long ways, and it's like the screen. It makes it look like a Game Boy screen. And it's like it has like the buttons for you to use the touchpad to hit the buttons.
I feel like they would just make it like controller. Well,
No, like that'd be like an add-on, like a special. That's not the only way you could play it. Because also you gotta remember it's still a console, but I think that'd just be a cool like little detail. Because the Switch itself does have gyro in it, just the tablet. So that would be a neat. Like they don't tell you about it, but one of those like hidden Nintendo things, you just flip it over and it's like, oh, and it's more for novelty. Because touchpad controls for that'll like try to emulate a controller. I'm sorry. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I beat Sonic 1 like that because before I had a copy of Sonic 1 because it was free, but never again. That's why I literally got Among Us day one on the Switch. Not because it's a bigger screen, not for all those other reasons why. Just because I can use a controller to play the game. But yeah, that's what I was about to transition to us ending this fun podcast. But tomorrow, God, now I'm just thinking about how much editing this is going to take. But tomorrow we're gonna watch the direct. It's gonna be great. Hopefully it's 50 minutes, so we're gonna have to grab some popcorn for that, and we'll be here again after the direct, talking about it, discussing about it. Maybe if we may react to it. I'll plug in my Twitter here. Go on, if you follow me on Twitter, I'll keep y'all up to date. We may react to it, or at least me. I will. It most likely will be me, maybe Thomas. But I don't know if we will though. I haven't decided on it yet. But there will be a video like this where we talk about it, and hopefully it won't be as long. But yeah, I guess without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for Thomas for joining me.
This has been the Mean Beans.
The Mean Bean.
Official name, the Mean Bean.
The Mean Bean Squad. The Mean Bean Podcast. Yes, that's. I like that name. I do like it. Thank you all so very much for watching. We will see you all in the next one. Bye.
See you tomorrow.